This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I hope you guys are having a great day. Before we get into the news, go check out the newest video from B. Elise. Latest video booming. Link in the description. Straight out of New York City. This will be the last story of the night, and then, we'll pick it up again in the morning. I appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we will be talking about Jim Jones because a week or so ago, Jha Jha went out and talked about her past relationship with Bird Gang. Okay, now this has been kind of first of all, it was Stacktober last month. Okay, and salute to Stack Bundles. We all miss you. I got the pleasure of knowing him and working with him, and I got a story to go with that. But first, let's talk about Bird Gang. So Jim Jones, Stack Bundles was already doing his thing, okay? Max B we hadn't really heard of until Jim Jones. So he brought us Max B. He formed Bird Gang right around the time he was, getting busy with his solo projects. Stack Bundles and Max B were signed. I'll get to the Stack Bundle signing, and Jha Jha was signed, and Mel Matrix was signed. He's now in jail doing about 10 years for the whole thing with Tekashi and all that kind of stuff. But obviously before Tekashi, he was already going to jail because he was taking stuff from CEO Chris, who was on Undercover Informant. But that's another story. So Stack Bundles, we got to know Stack Bundles. He's from Far Rockaway. We got to know him through DJ Clue. I worked with Clue around that time, and also I was doing the Come Up DVD with Fendi, and we did Temper. We did a bunch of stuff. So I knew Stack Bundles, and I was familiar. And Clue and I started to work together more. Now around this time, Clue had A-Team, which is Ransom, and Hitchcock. He had Stack Bundles, and Stack Bundles was a star already on mixtapes and everything. And he was on a lot of mixtapes because he was signed to Clue, so he was being on every Clue tape. And Clue just didn't have the same power he had to push Ransom and Stack Bundles. Clue knows how to spot talent. He brought you Fabulous. He brought you a lot of artists on mixtapes. But around this time, he didn't have his deal. He wasn't selling the same. But the mixtapes were still powerful. Clue was trying to find out what he was going to do. He had just landed at Power 105. I was documenting a lot of that stuff because we were working together. And I remember one day Stack Bundles showed up to the Power 105. He was outside, and I saw him, and I said, "What's good?" And he said, I'm trying to get out of this deal with Clue because I'm going to sign with Jim Jones, but I need Clue to release me. Well, I said, yeah, you've been down for a minute. I mean, you ain't going to, I told him Clue usually pulls up over there, and if he's going to release you, I mean, I made sure nothing was going to happen. I said, you just trying to get it signed, right? You're not going to do nothing to Clue. He's like, no. It's all peace. I just had trouble meeting up with him, and I need to, get him to put the paper in his face. I said, well, he's going to be over there. Just, get him to sign real quick. And he got signed. He got out of his deal, and he signed with Jim Jones, okay? Then I remember, seeing him around with Jim Jones a lot. Now, Stack Bundles and Max B were very talented, and this is where Jim Jones learned, basically, really honed his rap skills. I know Camron put him through boot camp, but Stack Bundles and Max B taught him how to write hit records. And he had some kind of hits here and there, but this Ballin' was a major hit. This is what took Jim Jones out of here. Now, Jim Jones became into a great rapper through the past 20 years. Jim Jones is a great rapper now. Now, Jha Jha, this is where it comes in. So they were doing Bird Gang. Jim Jones was doing him. But as we know, nobody really popped from Bird Gang but Jim Jones. They were like the workhorse. It was like the Bird Gang sweatshop. Okay, you were writing hits for Jim Jones. Unfortunately, Stack Bundles passed in about, I think it was 2006. Maybe it was 5 or 6, somewhere in there. 6. It had to be 2006. Okay, so that was sad, man. He had some problems in Far Rockaway. He shouldn't have really been out there. He had a two-tone Beamer. I remember that. It was pretty obvious when Stack was, in Redfern, and somebody got him, man. He shouldn't have been there, but he did love hanging out in Far Rockaway, just like Chinks did, and Chinks was his, partner, and same thing happened to Chinks, so, which is spooky. But anyways, Jha Jha says she, in a way, feels a way that Jim Jones didn't give him enough money to get out. Stack Bundles was already kind of a star before that, and Jim Jones wasn't making him more of a star at all. And he was going to give Stack a place to stay, but kind of like living with somebody else, and he really needed his own place and enough money to get his own place. Jim Jones could have probably easily gotten Stack Bundles a deal somewhere at this point, and he didn't. Same with Max B, because they were making him hits. Now, I'm not faulting Jim Jones for what happened, because Stack Bundles had his own issues. Max B had his own issues that landed him in jail. It's not Jim Jones' fault. But here's where we come to that story I was talking about with rell. Camron let people sign wherever they wanted. He didn't have Jim Jones under a deal where you had to sign with him and he could hold him back. Camron would put you on and then let you go somewhere else and get a deal and get money. Jim Jones signed these guys and kind of controlled where they were going to go, which is shocking because he learned from Cam and he should have let them, still be under the wing, but do whatever, maneuver how they wanted to maneuver, And it didn't work that way. And maybe we can all say woulda, coulda, shoulda, but Jha Jha feels that if Stack Bundles was allowed to do what he needed to do, what was best for himself, he might have still been here. And she just felt icky about the situation and left Bird Gang. And she felt like it was kind of toxic being around Jim. I don't know if she's right or not. I mean, Jim, I feel like he could have held that situation a lot better. I feel like they could have let Max Stack's music out right after that, because those 2 years right there, he could have put something out. He had a lot of his music. There was a lot of music in other studios. They could have collectively put something out for his family. And they didn't. And now we're, over 10 years later. People don't remember Stack as much, and it's not fair. So that's just my point there. Jim Jones, still, it's not his fault. I'm not blaming him. I'm sure if he wishes he could do things different if he went back in time and not just been, that's my artist, he can't do this and that. And, I'm sure he would have done things differently. But it was interesting to hear Jha Jha's perspective. Anyways, guys, what do you guys think about the whole situation? I appreciate you guys, and I will check you guys on the next video. This is Jordan Tower, JT News. Go check out the newest video from B. Elise. Latest video booming. Link in the description. Straight out of New York City. And if you want to run ads in the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Hit me up and we'll get that going. I appreciate you guys so much. jordantowermedia@gmail.com.